One of two players Loria was signed to the first team from Timbers 2 in the offseason. Renzo Zambrano the other. And here's Kyle Duncan for New York. Mines went down behind the play. Duncan trying to get around Miller.
Confident on the ball, isn't he, Duncan?
In between Miller and Konechny. Fernandez flicking it over. Miller coming back and eventually getting it away for the Timbers. That's a real nice touch from Andy Polo, and here come the Timbers. It could be a 5-on-2 if they go fast enough, and Jordan Scarlett taking advantage of a heavy touch from Andy Polo and sweeping it away.
Well, he's looked so much more like it, Andy Polo, so much more lively. Nice little flick from him, good bit of skill, and then he's off to the races. Nobody was catching him. Only that heavy touch allowed Scarlett to come in and put in a challenge.
That's where you want to see him for the Timbers, right? In space, moving forward.
You think of his goal last year that he scored at Providence Park, starting at the edge of his own 18, and it ended up finishing with an acrobatic kick on the end line. That's what you want to see more of, him getting out into the open space, but he's first got to find that open space and then running at teams.
Jared Stroud. Tuiloma comes over to defend, and that was off of Tuiloma last. New hair color for Bill Tuiloma. It's like new as of 24 hours ago, I think.
Yeah.
I saw him a couple days ago. Didn't look like that.
I saw him around the resort today and was wearing a baseball cap. I was with a couple of coaching staff, and when he took it off, he said, "What do you think?" And the heads went back and went, "Well, it's different."
Played in 13 matches, 7 starts a year ago. In a position battle for sure at center back. Strong punch from Steve Clark, one-handed, and Andy Polo chases it down. Here he comes. Has Loria on the right, plays it a little bit behind him. Loria will keep it in play, but then Luba is able to send it out for a throw.
Just a bit more quickness going forward for the Timbers, isn't it, in terms of their running speed compared to the players who were on the pitch before. You can see that when Polo's getting on the ball, he's looking to run. Loria's running forward. Milano, we saw him against Seattle making good runs, either in between defenders or in behind.
Konechny tried to flick it on to Miller, didn't get it right. Roy Miller tore his Achilles tendon the last practice of 2017, the day before the second leg in the Western Conference semifinals against Houston, a series that the Timbers lost. He was slated to start that match at center back. Had such a good, versatile year for the Timbers that year. Missed all of last season and is now trying to show that he's healthy again. Scarlett has been active today defensively for New York. Here's Milano turning at the end line. Did he keep it in play? He did. And he draws a foul. A set piece coming for the Timbers.
He's looked more tidy to me this year, preseason. Milano on the ball. Situations like that, tight areas, having to manipulate the ball. And you can see he has control of it, whereas in the past things could become heavy touches, where he looks like a man with ideas that are clear and he's able to execute them more.
Konechny will take. Flores over as well. It'll be Konechny. Cleared away by New York. Miller heading it back to Konechny. Now to the back post. It's over the head of Tuiloma. Here's Dielna. The big center back is going to send a cross in. Cleared away by the Red Bulls. Barlow was there defending. Timbers still coming forward. Here's Andy Polo. Polo puts it wide. That took a deflection. Saved by Loro. Big one with Andy Polo looking to give the Timbers the lead.
Well, it was great movement as the Timbers press in. Watch where Andy Polo starts, and he continues his run. Good interchange with Flores, and he's looking to go himself. And it's off the right shoulder of Loro. Good save. He stands up as long as he can.
Timbers take the corner quick. Knocked down, not clear, and now it is.
again, we saw this last year with the Timbers in preseason. The second team, when they were coming on, they were implementing, you felt, everything that the manager was wanting from them, and it was more the first team getting the buy-in, getting the players up to speed. We're seeing it tonight, the energy, the positivity.
Loria. Konechny to Loria. To the end line. And he couldn't keep it in play.
Again, we talked about it in the broadcast, though. It was similar to Chris Armas and his side. The Red Bulls, his first team, they weren't at their best against a secondary Timbers team on Thursday. And then his secondary, Chris Armas' team tonight, have impressed more than the Bradley Wright Phillips, than the Kakus that we saw on Thursday. It must keep the managers up at night.
And so it goes in preseason. Those guys you mentioned, Bradley Wright Phillips, Kaku, and the rest, the team that, the core of the team, starters, 10 of the 11 are back that set the MLS record last year for points in the season. They'll play on Wednesday night in the Dominican Republic in CONCACAF Champions League play against Atletico Pantoja, the first of a two-leg series in the round of 16. They're, that first group at least, further ahead than the Timbers fitness-wise. And the Rebels have been in preseason a little bit longer as well because of that early start to the season.
Part of that, when you try and find reasoning, I think, for managers, is the urgency of players. And you can get the players in a formation. There's a style that you want to play. Of course, you need to do the right things, get in the right positions. But what you're seeing is the urgency. When this Timbers team, since the substitutions have come on, and for the most part, the Timbers in the second half, there's an urgency, there's a commitment to their play.
Andy Polo to the end line. Can he get there? It's defended well by Luba. The Red Bulls also have a match on Wednesday here in Tucson against FC Tucson. That will be, for all intents and purposes, Red Bulls 2. We saw that last year. Red Bulls 2 kind of came and finished up the Mobile Mini Sun Cup for New York. Still playing as the New York Red Bulls, but realistically it was the USL team led by John Wolenek with the first team playing in CCL. Timbers have a match on Wednesday night here in Tucson as well against Phoenix Rising. Brian White has been subbed out of the match for New York. Brian White has come out of the match. Nobody's come on for him. They didn't have another field player on the bench, so whether or not he's injured, the Red Bulls are playing with 10 men at the moment. There is Brian White. Scored the opening goal of this match in the 13th minute. Marco Farfan draws the foul. Timbers go quick, and we saw that earlier from Victor Rivas.
Very picky.
Little too far away from where the foul was committed. Konechny cutting inside. Loria back to Konechny. Gets it to Loria. Farfan wide to Polo. Now Loria, Scarlett out to defend. His cross is blocked. Milano trying to get there and does, but he fouled Ben Mines to do so. There'll be a minimum 2 minutes of added time. Lucas Milano is upset, and he's been shown a yellow card.
Well, he's been given it for slamming the ball on the deck. He's not happy with the challenge. It did look shoulder to shoulder. As his ball's bouncing, it's there to be won. As he comes in, maybe gets the back of Mines enough, but it's right here. That's what gives him the yellow card. Is his visual dissent to the referee. You would say the referee's in a good enough position. Be a little bit tough, but mind showing enough of his back.
Konechny, touch over to Miller. Here comes Miller with room down the left side. Still Roy Miller, cutting it back towards Konechny, and that's defended really well by the Red Bulls as Tomas Konechny thought he had an opportunity from the top of the box. It was Jared Stroud back defending.
So we get back to seeing things quickly, and that ball coming in to Konechny. One touch around the corner, and he's gone again.
Laria off the post. What a strike from Marvin Laria. So close to a winner for the Timbers.
Oh, you knew it was going close as soon as he hit it. He has just stepped onto this ball so confidently. Nice combination play. Steps on and hits it first time. That ball is flying. That ball picks up speed as it's traveling. And a great shot here in Laurel. It's completely beat. Nothing he can do. Fortunate he's got the post there to save him. What a hit.
That's a glimpse of what Marvin Laria can do. Reason to be excited about him if you're a Timbers supporter. A young player, just 21 years old, recently debuted for Costa Rica. Before making his MLS debut, he's made his international debut, starting for Costa Rica against the United States earlier this month. Flores to serve. Headed away only as far as Konechny. That's his wrong foot, the right foot, and he couldn't get anything behind it.
Well, it's been a good showing of the Timbers substitute since coming on. I think they would have impressed their manager in carrying out their responsibilities. That's what it always comes down to with the players. Do one thing on the training pitch, what the manager asks for you, make sure that it translates when it comes to the matches.
Well, it got entertaining at the end. The Red Bulls went up 2-0. The Timbers pulled 2 back. A spirited final 20 minutes with both teams trying to find a winner. And ultimately, it ends in a 2-2 draw tonight in Tucson.
Impressive from the Red Bulls to see what's coming up through the system and to see some players who are going to be trying to get into the lineup of Chris Armas. He said there could be some players that you see tonight featuring in their CONCACAF Champions League. But then the Timbers found themselves getting into the match. They reacted after the second half, and it was a better display from them. They started to meet the levels of what the Red Bulls were showing. Overall, interesting, very good match and a good tempo.
Steve Clark made one nice save in his 15 minutes or so. And a look at the highlights from this match. We'll start in the 13th minute. Red Bulls go up 1-0.
It's a great slip pass in behind that Epps runs onto and lays it across goal for Brian White. And then the second goal. Nealis, the big center back, he overpowers Mabiala. Adsanala is scrambling. But then the other end, a Bobacy, a good strong header. And then we look at the penalty. Sponko goes into the area and Duncan just clips his heels where Valeri steps up and he blasts it into the top corner. Little doubt of where that ball was going to be ending up.
So it was 2-0 at the half for the Red Bulls. The Timbers got 2 in the second half. And the Timbers and Red Bulls draw 2-2 on what was a chilly night in Tucson. You see 2 college teammates having a chat down there. Brian White and Jeremy Bobacy both got on the score sheet as well tonight here in Tucson. Well, for Ross Smith, for our entire crew here in Tucson, I'm Jake Sivan. Thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. Next up for the Red Bulls, Wednesday night in CCL play at Atletico Pantoja. Also here Wednesday against FC Tucson, that'll be Red Bulls 2. For the Timbers, Wednesday night here in Tucson against Phoenix Rising. Good night from Keno North Stadium. Final score, Red Bulls 2, Timbers 2.